This is Claus Barrow Honey, and this is Healing Honey. And today we'll be talking about the power of valuing yourself. Today we have a guest. My guest is my lovely lady, Nicole.
How y'all doing?
And we'll be talking about the power of having self value and how that looks, and how self worth is important, and how that shows up in your everyday relationships, whether it's your family, whether it's a relationship, whether it's whatever it is. So I think that once you truly value yourself, everything else in your life would just flourish because you are being that example for others, and you're showing them how you want to be treated. Because I truly believe that when you value yourself, others are going to reflect that. What do I mean? I mean, if you truly value yourself and you have self worth, I think that your friendships will show that. You feel like you give 100% in your friendship, your friend is showing that. Your friend show up for you. Your friend keep their word, and vice versa. Every day in these relationships, you could be shown if you truly value yourself. And I feel that you have to just look and pay attention to yourself, because if relationships are not working, if friendships are not working, and you feel like your family is toxic, it's probably some things you need to look at within yourself and say, why do it seem like I'm keep attracting the same people just with different faces? Because you are the common denominator throughout all those equations, throughout all those relationships. So you have to take a look within yourself and say, what is it I need to heal for me to attract the people I desire to attract? What is it? I feel like we have people within our lives that show us, oh, this personal relationship is not so good, but it's some things within your relationship or within yourself that you need to work on too. And it's easier for you to look at someone else's relationship and say, oh, they need to do better within this. Oh, they need to do better with choosing people they date. But it's some things that you have to work on too. So what do you feel about that?
Okay, which part of that?
How you attract the people that you say you don't desire, but you keep attracting them, and how you may have other people in your life that may not have good relationships, or they seem like they're in and out of relationships, and you see it's a problem with that.
Okay, well, for me, I would say they haven't spent enough time with themselves. You haven't spent enough time within being with yourself, and I think it's because so many people in today's world fear being alone. You get what I'm saying? It's for whatever reason, being alone is bad, especially at a certain age. Oh, if you're not in a relationship by a certain age, then something must be wrong with you. But it's choosing peace over constant cycles. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather be alone than continuing to attract people who disrupt my peace, people who disrupt my life. You get what I'm saying? You don't know what you truly want until you spend time with self and self-evaluate. And you can say all day long, I deserve this, I want this in my person has to have this, my person has to, but what are you also bringing? Are you a physical walking example of what you're trying to attract? Some women may say, hey, I need my man making 6 figures. Are you doing what it takes to bring in 6 figures for yourself? That's evaluating yourself, looking at your self-worth. What value do I bring not only to myself, but what value am I going to bring to the person that I want to attract? So if you want to attract a certain life, if you want to attract a certain relationship, like my lady said, whether it be friendships and family or romantic, you have to be the walking example of what you want. So if you want your man or woman or person to bring you peace, you have to be peace. You know what I'm saying? If you want your man, your woman, or person to have a certain type of cheddar when they come into your presence, then you also have to be able to provide that for yourself. We holler about how we want a soft life. if you're not valuing yourself to the point where you're trying to give that soft life to yourself, then how dare you expect another person to give you that soft life? You haven't valued yourself to the point where you went out and gave that to yourself. You have to give someone something to look up to. It's called matching energies, matching frequencies. You only attract what you are. So if you want a soft life, you have to be a soft life. So it's so much easier being able to provide the trips for yourself, the clothes, the bags, the private parties, the dinners. Being able to provide that for yourself means I'm not requiring it from you, because I can do it for myself. But what you can do is match my energy. I'm giving this to myself already. So when you're giving yourself something already because you value yourself, no one can dangle those things over your head as to why you're staying. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm giving myself the first class, if I'm giving myself the clothes, the private dinners, I don't need that from you. So I'm only requiring what from you? You realize what's really important when you give those things you want from your person to yourself. If you make yourself happy, you're not necessarily seeking happiness in your person. You're just seeking a person who can add to the happiness you already give to your life.
Always add.
You always seek someone who can add to what you're already giving yourself.
Yes.
And if you're not valuing yourself to the point where you're giving yourself anything, and you're waiting for someone to swoop down and give it to you, then that means whatever package it comes in, you're going to be willing to accept it because it's giving you whatever life it is that you want. But if you value yourself to the point where you're out there giving it to yourself, then those little mundane-ish things, it's not going to matter. You're not going to be able to threaten me with that. Baby, I was doing that for myself before you came. So we have to evaluate and go within and see what we actually want. Because I love what Wale said in the song, man. You know I'm about to say it. He said, do you want him or do you want forever with him? What's the difference? Don't forget it. So sometimes we can want the ideal of someone, but don't want to be with that someone or that something forever. And that comes with going within and seeing what you honest and truly want. Because you get it and then you realize that that's not what I wanted.
Nope.
Is it not what you want, or is it because where it's coming from? So you have to be careful of the things you say. Do you want him or do you want forever with him? You get what I'm saying?
It's a difference.
Because one is temporary and one is going to require putting in work. One is going to require putting in some time. And it's not going to work if you haven't sat with yourself and evaluated what it is that you want. And some of y'all are going hard for things you don't necessarily want. You just like the ideal of it.
Right, what it brings.
What it brings. But you don't necessarily want it because if you could do it for yourself, you wouldn't be dealing with it.
Right.
You wouldn't be with it.
I truly believe that people only treat you how you allow them to treat you, because if you truly value yourself, you will not let people treat you any type of way. You have to know that a person is only going to do what you allow them. If you allow people to continue, if you allow people to disrespect you, cheat on you, abuse you in any type of way, you have power over that, because you're giving them the power to continue to do it. So you have to see, why am I allowing people to do this to me? Why am I allowing this to happen? Why do I keep attracting that? I feel like in today's world, we see so many memes saying, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship, or all these cold, memes saying about being heartless, but you really desire love. You really desire someone to love, and you desire to be with someone forever. I'm pretty sure you don't want to be in and out of relationships, but a lot of people put on the front like they're okay with, being single or being cold, but you really hurt. You're really hurt on the inside. Let's be real. Hurt people hurt people. Everyone has hurt someone. So it's like, You're sitting here putting on. You have something to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that you putting on the front as to you got game, you got body, you're chosen, and it's not necessarily the case. You're toxic. You're filled with trauma, and anyone you come across, anything that is potentially can be good, you taint it because you haven't evaluated self, and some people overvalue themselves
Yeah.
because they haven't sat down within and say, excuse my French, I'm not the shit. Excuse my French, I'm not that bitch. And when you walk around with a higher or lower self-value than where you're actually at, it's detrimental to your character. It's detrimental to any relationship, any business, any manifesting, any opportunity that comes along, personal, business-wise, is tainted. So what's worse than undervaluing yourself is overvaluing yourself, thinking you're higher than where you're actually at.
Thinking that you don't need to grow. Thinking that you got all your shit together.
Thinking that in all those relationships, it was that other person.
And I feel that's where a lot of people, I don't want to say fall, but fall, because I've been there in relationships thinking that, oh, it was the other person. The other person is the reason why we didn't work. The other person is the reason why this happened, that happened. What about me? What did I do? What did I do within the relationship to cause that or to have that effect? Because it's a cause and effect to everything. So you have to see, where did I go wrong within the relationship? Where did I go wrong within the friendship? Because you have a part to play, but we don't want to take accountability. We're always right. We're never wrong. We're always right. And that goes into pride and having pride.
What your grandma say when you point the finger at somebody, you got 3 more pointing back at you. So at the end of the day, we can point the blame, but the self-evaluation after that determines what happened next. No one, after those broken relationships, those relationships that didn't work out, you thought it was going to be forever, but it turned out to be a few months and different things like that. Instead of you sitting there and processing what just happened in a span of however long you was with that person, you point the blame and you instantly try to find the next and instantly try to move on because you don't want to be alone. And then you bring the problems from that relationship to the next relationship, and then you wonder why he, she, or they has cheated on you, and it is because you have brung the, well, my partner's always cheat on me energy into that relationship because you haven't sat with self to figure out why out of the 7 relationships you've been in since puberty, every single one of them has cheated on you.
Yes.
And it goes back down to self-value because after every single one of those relationships, you didn't evaluate self.
You didn't sit.
You didn't sit and see, where did I go wrong? Because I know it ended because they cheated. But where did I go wrong? How did we end up here? Because everybody want to say, why me, why me, why me? Why they keep cheating on me? Instead of asking the big question, how do I keep attracting people who are cheating on me?
Right.
How is it that I always ended up in these situations with people who don't value me? Oh, I don't value myself.
Right.
It comes with sitting with self and saying, well, the reason why they keep cheating on me is because I keep allowing them to.
Yes.
You keep allowing them to.
Yes.
If you've been cheated on multiple times in past relationships, and you come across a person showing signs of doing that, then why sit there and say, I'm tripping? Why are you sitting there saying you're tripping? You clearly know the signs. You're not tripping. You could have saved yourself months, years of heartache and dealing with other women if you would have noticed the signs up front. But you were either too scared to be by yourself, or you didn't value yourself enough. And instead of you taking accountability and saying, it didn't work out because I valued him or her or they more than I valued myself.
Right.
And because I valued them more, I took whatever they was willing to give me as long as that mean I could continue to be in their presence. And that's a hard pill to swallow. That's a hard thing to say to yourself. Saying I don't value myself as to why I put up with something.
Right.
But I'd rather you swallow that pill than the beatings that comes with dealing with that heartache and that heartbreak over and over again. So would you rather spend years, or it doesn't even have to be years, it can literally be you going within for a year, celibacy, just being with you, and real evaluating what it is that you want. Every year you age, what you want changes, how you want to be loved changes. So each year you have to go within and evaluate what it is that this new level of yourself now needs. Some of y'all still seeking that love you wanted when you was 15.
No.
Some of y'all still seeking that love you wanted when you was 18. You grown.
You're not the same
that
person.
Love comes with immaturity. Reevaluate yourself of where you are at now to determine where you want to go, and that's going to determine what you attract.
Also, a lot of the times I feel women, especially women, they're saying that they want a committed relationship, but they're not giving others a reason to commit to them. What do I mean? How do you show up for yourself? How do you show up for yourself? Because you want to be valued by someone else, but you don't value yourself. And it shows. It shows on how you talk to yourself, how you talk to your friends about you. It goes into what you allow. It goes into what you wear. Because no judgment. I've been there. I've been there when I was younger, feeling like I had to dress a certain type of way to get attention, trying to fit in. I'm not saying you can't dress sexy. I'm not saying you can't look good, because you can. You have every reason to. But you have to know what you're attracted, because if you're wearing certain things and you're posting it or you're going out, and every time someone coming on your post, you're getting mad, you're getting irritated, maybe you should look at yourself and say, what can I change? What am I doing to attract this energy? How am I presenting myself in the world? How am I coming off to people? How are people seeing me? Not saying that you have to care, but you said that if you say that you want commitment,
you gotta commit to yourself. You gotta commit to a certain image of yourself. And piggybacking off of what you said with the clothes aspect of it, it's different levels to sexy. You get what I'm saying? And when you're young, by all means, dress the way you want. You're young. Be free. Especially if you're not looking to settle down anytime soon. So be free. Do what you want. But I need you to understand that if you are attracting a relationship, there is going to have to be subtleness to your sexy. It's going to have to be levels of your sexy. When you're with your person, that sexy level is unlimited. You're with your person, it's unlimited. You get what I'm saying? But without your person, you want to carry yourself in a way that's respectful to you and respectful to them. At the end of the day, if you're a beautiful person, you're going to get complimented regardless of what you got on.
Right.
But a compliment is different from a lustment.
Yes.
A compliment, oh, you're gorgeous, oh, you're pretty, girl, you ran out that dress. That's a compliment with that. Oh, you look amazing, you smell good, oh my gosh. You get what I'm saying? That's a compliment. But as far as the things I would do to you, eggplant, water emoji.
Nope.
I would love to get in between that. Wow, mommy, I love you at that view. And it's like, those aren't compliments. Those are lustments.
Yes.
In no way, shape, or form is that person seeing your beauty. They're only seeing you in one way and one light.
Everything.
And it's not as a partner. And it's not as a person they want to be with. It's a person they want to get with, but not necessarily be with. So if you're young, free, and single, this does not apply to you. But if you're young, free, and single, but now are requiring to attract a mate in a person, would you want your person posing with gray sweats with no underwear on in the picture and be okay with that? Would you want your person at the beach, but all you see is behind them? Cute bathing suit. I don't see your face.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And like I said, if you're young, free, and single, and you are living your best life, this does not apply to you. But if you want a person or a partner, no one's looking at that picture and saying, damn, that'll make an amazing girlfriend.
Not.
She will be wonderful in those PTA meetings.
Not.
No one's saying that. I promise you they're not.
They think about one thing.
And all those things are probably right. You probably are an amazing girlfriend. You probably will be an amazing mother in those PTA meetings. But because you are shining light on your body, that's all that they see. You're not giving them the opportunity to see your beauty. Baby, with the clothes on, they still gonna see your body, so you don't gotta do that. Valuing yourself for what it is that you want goes with self-evaluation. So we have to ask ourselves, am I attracting lust or I'm attracting love? You have to figure out which L you're giving off.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're mistaking lust for love and vice versa. Because you give the corny dude who want to take you on a date, you don't give him a chance. But the one that throw the bag to you and fly you out, but send you back on that flight if you ain't giving none up, you trying to go with him because he's a baller. You get what I'm saying? So we have to reevaluate ourselves, because you can also attract the soft, the gentle, the faithful, the loyal, and the bag, all in the same one. But you have to evaluate self and figure it out what it is that you want. Because if all you want him to do is pay for your trips, then that comes with something, baby girl.
Yeah.
He may be paying for other trips.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So if that's all you want, then you have to be okay with what comes with that. If all you want is a dude to pay for your trips, then you can't expect that credit card to be faithful to you, because it can decline anytime. You don't keep up with that balance, it can decline anytime. So don't expect a credit card to give you faithfulness. You can't expect that. Now you can get an unlimited credit card, that black card, but you gotta work hard for that.
Yeah.
You gotta work hard for that black card. That black card will never stand you wrong. It will always be faithful. And I promise you, when you swipe it, it will never decline. Never. But you gotta work hard for that black card. And some people, you're not willing to work hard for that black card, so keep that Capital One. That regular little Capital One, because Capital One don't have black cards, that's why I said it. You can keep that little Capital One, and I'm not talking about the cards you can get black. I'm talking about the unlimited. You can keep that little Capital One, baby. But just know, hey, what you spend, you gotta pay back with interest. Yeah. And a lot of y'all ain't understanding that, because you're expecting faithfulness out of that credit card.
The power of valuing yourself and how it shows up with your self-worth in everyday relationships. You have the power. Let me take a look at myself. Let me see what I can change. Let me see what I can do different. If I'm attracting these certain things, what can I do? It's easy to point the finger. It's easy to say, this person did this person did this. You. So self-worth is important. Self-love is important. Having value within yourself. So I just want y'all to take a look within yourselves and see what can y'all do different for yourself to be a better person, for you first, and then for everyone around you within your relationships. And just pay attention. Just pay attention to you, because you have the key and you have all the answers. And I just want you to know that you have the power to truly love yourself and truly value yourself. So this is Claus Barrow Honey, and we're here today with my lady, Nicole. And thank y'all.
Nice chatting with y'all.
Peace.